Hi there, my name is Alex and I'm going to go over with you how to start a project and how to save your files and name them right. I know that might seem trivial, but it's actually very important. So the first thing you're going to do when you download our template or have our template is you have to go to File, New, and you have to click Project, right? From there you'll hit the Browse, and wherever you saved your template is where you'll find it. For me, my computer is a little bit different, so I'm going to do it a different way. I'm not going to open the template. I'm just going to open a project that I have. So here we go. So once that's opening, we want to make sure that we resave it right away. And what you do is you go File, Save As, and as a project. And when you want to resave it, you want to have a naming convention. And a lot of firms have different numbers, but a common one is to use the year first, use the month second, and then the day. And then after that, you can name it anything you want. You can name it, your project name or the person name or anything like that. We'll just put Al Gore right there, and we'll hit save. So what we like to do is we like to save every day because sometimes clients come back and they want something from a couple days ago, or they didn't like something. So if you have enough file storage in today's age, you should probably do that. Save every day, and it'll make it a lot easier. And then the worst case scenario, you only lose one day's worth of work. So as an overview, if you've never been into Revit at all, there's a couple things you need to know. First, this is your model space, and then this is your project browser. So here are all the different views that you're going to get. And once you open these views, they'll open up in this model space. So if you wanted to go to a section, you could do it two different ways. You could right click, you could click on it, right click, and hit go to view, and you'll go to that section, and you'll see that all our levels, so as you see here, here are floor plan levels. All of our levels are already set up for you. And all of our levels have different conditions to them. So if you make something that you'll find out later in the existing phase or the demo phase, they'll show up those rather than in the main one. There's also a presentation plan that normally doesn't have dimensions, and it normally has a little different style to it. So you can navigate like by clicking on sections. If you're on the floor plan, you can navigate by just clicking in these views. You can navigate by clicking on elevations. And I'm sorry if it's a little bit slow when I'm recording it, it just does that. Also, you have 3D views, so you can move those around. We're just going to show where those cameras are. Right click, you move those around. Your elevations, your area plans, all this. So once you start to put items in here, in your model, they'll start to populate these schedules automatically. Then, once you have kind of your model in model space, this is your sheet space, you can start to drag and drop those views onto here so you can make a complete set. So let's say you were done with your site plan, you just drag, drop, put it on there. And you can edit the scale and all that later. But that's just a general overview of your sheets. Also with your sheets, if you wanted to, let's say you had some more building sections, you wanted to make a new sheet, you can click new sheet, and let's say you have A9 and then A10, but you need another building section in there. After you hit OK, you can rename it. You can rename it A9, let's do caps lock, A9.1. You can call it sections. So then it pops in right there. You could do A9.2, 9.3, all of that. So anyways, that's just an overview. Let's go back. So here we're on our main floor, and here's your property. So once you put in an element like a wall, window, or door, you can start to edit it by using your properties. And up here is your ribbon, right? So you have ribbon for architectural, for structural, for systems, HVAC systems. These are more advanced. You can insert CAD or Revit so that you could draw over it or link to it. You can annotate it, dimensions, there's tags, there's text, there's filled regions, and these will all come in more details later. Analyze the point loads, massing and site, this is where you do a lot of your site stuff. If you're sharing a project, this is your collaboration ribbon. There's views. So what happens a lot, just to let people know, is that you'll lose these property browsers and the project browsers. And if you go to your view user interface, you can see what's clicked on and off. Here goes my project browser. Here it comes back. So if you ever lose those or X out, just know it's in your view, because that's your interface, because that's what it's doing. Manage. This is where you can manage your materials. You can have plugins, which we have, and then you can modify. So this is the move, rotate, all that stuff. There's also hotkeys that you should probably get familiar with too. So anyways, let's just start basic and let's draw a wall, right? But let's open 2 views at once. And I have a bunch of views open right now. So if I click this X, actually open it, click the X, all of those are going to go away. Another thing that's most useful up here is a 3D view. And there's over here, there's a 3D view right there. But it's easier to go click right there on the top, and it gives you the 3D view, and then to go back in, you can simply click on your main floor plan. So I'm going to move this off to the side by clicking this minimize button. It's a maximize button, but and then I'm going to click on that section, right click, go to view, click out of all your email because you're supposed to be doing work. And then once I have that open, I can zoom in and zoom out, and it's easy. Just scroll your mouse in, scroll your mouse out. Another tip is if you want to pan, you click on your center mouse and move from side to side. Okay, so let's draw a wall. Let's zoom in here so we can see our levels. So our levels are set up so that this is your main floor plan, and it goes on top of your main top of subfloor. And your wall should go to your main top of plate, because below your subfloor should be your floor box, and above your main top of plate should be your floor box for the next level. So this is where your 2x12s or your TGIs will go, same as right here. So if we go and we click on a wall, we want to make sure that we have an exterior wall. So here is a whole bunch of walls, and what we want to do is make sure that the gypsum is on the interior. So we have a 5.5 wood framing with 1/2-inch gypsum interior. So once you get that, there's a couple things. You can continue to look in your properties, and you can see that it's attached to the main top of subfloor, which is great. And the top constraint is actually at the upper top of subfloor, but we want that at the main top of plate. So I'm going to put that there. And then once you click on one of these ribbon tabs, it always gives you some more options here. So you want to make sure that you're on your finished face exterior. So that means when you're drawing the line for your wall, I'm just going to zoom in here. Oh, it went back to center line. So we'll go back, wall. It's on the wall that we want. Finished face exterior. So do you see how the dotted line is right there? So once I click on that, I'm good to go. And then there you can see that it automatically shows up. Other than that, you can start to place in doors. You can go and choose your door. You can choose on multiple different doors. Let's just do a single flush. Put it in there. And let's choose a window and put it in there. And actually the first thing you guys want to do, once you get this like this, the first thing you want to do is do your dimensions. And to do your dimensions, you want to go to annotate, click on the line, and zoom in. And I just want you to hit tab once. Oops. Go over to the edge, hit tab, and we want to dimension framing to framing, framing to framing. So then I'm going to go to the other side, hit tab again, click on it, and then click to go off. So every time you put in a wall, you can click, tab, click, and you're good to go. So we're going to do all 4 of them. And you also want to, it doesn't matter, once you're clicking on this wall, you can click anywhere along. It doesn't have to be on the corner or anything like that. And then click to release, and now you have your dimensions. And to change walls, a lot of people want to change this dimension, but when you're changing something, you want to tell Revit what you want to move. So you have to click on that wall, then you click on the dimension and hit 20 foot. The next thing we're going to do is put in some components. You can do that by simply clicking on your components tab, and there's a whole bunch in there. Or if you have the template file, you can go to your template, you can go to your Revit families, you can see images. So they're all set up to render like this once you hit render. And then let's say you like this, so you can click, drag, drop. It's going to update. And once it's updated, you can simply put it in there. You can click on it and you can change its size. Let's do a king size. So they come in all different sizes. Put it in, automatically populates this, and you're good to go. So that's one thing you can do. You can make your own components too by model in place, but that's a whole different lecture. And the next thing you can do is you can make your roofs and your walls and your roofs and your floors. And that's going to be a little different because it's going to bring you into sketch mode. And once it brings you into sketch mode, it grays everything else out so that you can't mess with it. And now you're only messing with your roof. So we choose a roof, and then I'm going to use the wall tool so that when I move my walls, the roof moves with it. And I'm going to put an overhang of 1 foot. And then once I click on there, click on each one, it will make my roof for me. If I want to change the slope, I can do an overall slope, or I can click on the line and it will bring me and I can change that slope. I also want to make sure that I'm on the right level. So if I'm on the right level, it needs to be on the main top of plate. It's on the main top of subfloor. It's just showing it right here on this level because that's what you're drawing on. And once you hit OK, it'll pop up. So then let's go to a 3D view just to see what it looks like. Let's work on some of our panning and zooming. So if you use your mouse, you can zoom right in. You can zoom in. Here's a trick. You zoom into this corner, and let's say you want to zoom over there. One thing you can do is pan, but since you're so small, it's going to take a long time. And one thing you want to do is reverse zoom, and that's simply a scrolling out. But if you want to go over here, if I reverse scroll over here, it's going to take me away from where I want to be. So it's just a little trick, just like in gaming, there's different ways to handle things. If I click over here and reverse out, it's going to give me this side. So there's that, zooming in and out. There's the panning. And then also, if you hit shift and then the center mouse, it's going to take me a really long time because I'm videotaping, but it's not going to take you a long time. It's going to rotate, and it's going to rotate in real time. So shift and your center mouse is to do that. So anyways, that is just a quick overview of how to make this simple house. There's going to be more to come, and we're going to take it step by step, so stay tuned.